Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where the performance of Veltima fungicide can take your best results even further. Well, stay ahead in soybean farming with the latest research and insights. Follow the Ohio Field Leader Program at ocj.com, brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Council and their checkoff. Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins announced that the first of several scheduled and staged risk-based reopenings of ports for cattle and other livestock from Mexico will take place later this month.
A visit last month in Texas near the Mexico border by Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins featured an announced plan to combat and eradicate the New World screwworm threat to our country and our nation's livestock. That included collaborative efforts with Mexico.
In person, our own USDA team on the ground in Mexico, alongside and reviewing and analyzing and helping with their controls and continuing to aggressively engage.
And earlier this week, the Secretary announced risk-based port reopenings for cattle, bison, and equine imports from Mexico. The first such reopening is scheduled for as early as July 7th at the Douglas, Arizona port facility. Evaluation by USDA's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service and Mexican counterparts after each reopening will precede scheduled, systematic reopening of other ports in New Mexico and Texas over the next several weeks. I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
The National Cattlemen's Beef Association announced support for that USDA plan to strategically reopen key ports of entry to shipments of live cattle, bison, and horses. NCBA CEO Colin Woodall says the organization strongly supports the USDA's five-pronged plan to fight the screwworm, which includes boosting sterile fly production by renovating a facility in Mexico and building a new fly dispersal facility in South Texas. USDA has recently started doling out funds earmarked for specialty crop growers.
America's specialty crop growers often face challenges that are unique to their segment of agriculture. John Walt Boatwright, Director of Government Affairs for the American Farm Bureau Federation, says USDA has acknowledged these challenges through the Marketing Assistance for Specialty Crops program.
A program designed specifically to help specialty crop growers deal with their rising input costs and volatile markets. USDA created this program in December 2024 and opened up an application period for specialty crop growers, specifically growers with commercially marketable specialty crops as defined in the program.
Boatwright says the funds can be used to address a variety of issues faced by specialty crop growers.
When we talk about specialty crops, we're talking primarily about fruit, vegetable, and nut crops, from rising labor costs to losing markets for a variety of different reasons to invasive pest and disease pressure. There are a lot of unpredictable factors involved in growing domestic fruit and vegetables in the United States.
While the current enrollment period is closed, farmers who think they may fit the program requirements are encouraged to keep an eye out for future USDA announcements. Chad Smith, Washington.
Farmer sentiment weakened in June following 2 months of improvement. The Purdue University CME Group Ag Economy Barometer dropped 12 points from the previous month to 146. A drop in optimism about future agricultural exports seems to have influenced producers' weakened outlook. The Farm Financial Performance Index dropped 5 points to 104, with producers projecting a slightly weaker financial outlook for their farms in June compared to May. The markets are next.
Nearly 90% of farmers say that financial worries, constantly changing market conditions, and other uncontrollable variables take a toll on their mental well-being. Add in the weather and family dynamics, well, it's a lot to handle alone. But did you know farmers and their families can receive free confidential services from licensed professionals? Support is available 24/7 to help with the challenges you face. Look for Farm Family Wellness Alliance under the Resources tab at farmfoundation.org. Take care of yourself. Your well-being matters.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
The market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. At the Board of Trade, July corn 4.29 and a quarter, up 9 and a quarter. December corn 4.33 and a half, up 11 and a half. July beans 10.50 and a half, up 25 and 3/4. November beans $10.48, up 20 and 3/4. July wheat 5.56, up 18 and 3/4. At the Mercantile Exchange, August cattle 212.45, up $1.70. July hogs 109.65, up 65 cents. September feeder cattle 308.87, up $3.22. This is the Ohio AgNet.